husband's deal with the heat.
Thanks, Pivo. Good evening, parents, alumni, teachers, administration, and most importantly, the survivors of Fleetwood Park's measles outbreak, the graduating class of 2019. And it is my honor to be representing the incredible minds behind me and sharing our journey through 5 years of high school as your valedictorian. Fellow grads, the days we have been looking forward to for the past 13 years, it's here, commencement, where we throw our caps in the air and run through the doors of Bell Center and act like it's all over until we realize it's a Tuesday night with 10 days left of finals and stress. We often let some of our best memories slip us by, not being able to cherish the moment we're in because we're too worried about the next. Well, since the day is here and 13 years of stress and soon to be behind us, I want you all to take a deep breath and enjoy the last few months before the student debts, freshman 15, and 20-page essays are piling over. We stand here today on the precipice of our future, waiting on the doorstep for the rest of our lives. It's not a distant reality anymore. It begins here and it begins today. At Fleetwood Park, it's the little things that taught us big lessons. Walking out of 5 years of valuable education, I can teach you all 3 things. Number 1, how to sew a pencil case. Number 2, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And number 3, the ability to say, bonjour, je m'appelle Kippy, et je n'utilise pas Google Translate for cette phrase. In reality, it's lessons that felt a lot longer than an hour and 20 minutes that brought us closer to our teachers and classmates. We were fortunate enough to have an incredible array of staff at Fleetwood Park. These teachers were our mentors, advisors, and friends. We thank those teachers for planning the most elaborate field trips to make up for the ones that we lost. And others for showing us how to cover up child labor with the title volunteer work. Thank you, Tebow. Finally, we thank those teachers and students that had classrooms in our temporary portables that we've had since 1994. We admire your courage. Our volunteer work was beyond the hours it accounted for. It was to give back to our school and community, a significant part of what it means to be a dragon. From hosting AIM games for hundreds of students with disabilities in the district, to putting together a province-wide student leadership conference, it was our beloved teachers that brought the love, enthusiasm, and spirit. Our teachers watched us persevere through the essays and special assignments we Googled the night before. Their jobs were to show us how the square root of 2x cubed plus negative equals 12. That was just the extra that the ministry wanted, along with the numeracy assessment and provincial exams. Their jobs, however, were to teach us to be problem solvers, to think critically, and to never give up on tasks simply because they appear to be difficult. I can honestly say that the staff at Fleetwood Park deserves endless recognition. We had teachers that would stay after school explaining solutions to problems, teachers that would drive us to our games, thank you Foresight, and those that would take time after school or on the weekends to support our competitions, from athletics to academics. This is beyond the definition of teacher. This is the definition of a leader, a parent, and a dragon. So to all the teachers here today, we thank you for your time and dedication to helping us succeed. Our past 5 years at Fleetwood Park have been filled with memories and experiences we will never forget. We evolved into intellectual minds that have the incredible privilege to change the world around us. I want to take this moment to thank the resilient individuals in our lives that made so much of this possible. And Mom, this is for you. This is when you really want to double check that you clicked record and the camera's actually facing me and not yourself, because this is when I want to say thank you. To all the strong moms, dads, grandparents, and guardians in this audience today, we thank you for the paths that you have led us down. You allowed us to be a part of the 58% of the world's population that gets a secondary education. We worked hard to succeed because you showed us what hard work and success looks like. We had the motivation because you were constantly building us up. You were our first leaders, teachers, coaches, and friends. Thank Thank you for being the support that held us up as we learned to crawl and then walk through life. When we stand on this stage today, our graduation day, we may be the ones receiving this diploma, but it is your resilience that has guided our pathways. It is believed we touch other people's lives by simply existing. We don't need magic to transform our world. We carry everything we need to size ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. And Mom, Dad, and every person here today has shown us what that magic does. You have helped us build that power within us all. And since my mom probably just figured out how to press record, to sum up everything I just said, thank you, Mom, for being the woman I can look up to. Lastly, I would like to address a message for my peers. It's almost over, Erin. No matter how far you rise in the future, at some point you are bound to stumble. Because if you're constantly doing what you're meant to do, raising the bar and challenging your limits, if you continue to push yourself higher and higher, the law of averages, not to mention the myth of Ercus, will predict that at some point you will fall. And when you do, I want you to know this. Failure is just trying to move us into another direction. Look at failure as step one to building those muscles you already fostered, conditioning them before you fight your battles, not only stronger, but while breathing fire. What may look like failure, what may feel like hopelessness, remind yourself, it's really okay to be where you are. Give yourself time to mourn what you think you may have lost. But here's the key. Learn from every mistake, because every experience and every encounter is there to transform your views, to force you to question your reality and grow as an individual. From there, figure out what the next right move is. Develop an internal moral and an emotional GPS that can tell you which way to go. That is simply the journey of life that we are about to embark upon. As we head into this world full of uncertainties, fears, and challenges, make sure you remember this moment. Remember how you feel right now, filled with dreams and aspirations for the future, with the things you want to do and the places you want to go and people you want to meet. So hold on to these dreams and never let them go. Because after all, you can only go as far as your dreams will let you. A young philosopher once said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. We all have Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda to thank for that. Tomorrow is a gift wrapped in time. Now is the time to open it. Congratulations once again to the class of 2019.
Gibby's informed me that Mom's really far up, but I'm going to call Mom down here. We do have Tony Williams from Golden Tree Jewelers to present an award, a gift to Gibby. It'd be great if Mom could come down if she's wanting to. Where is she coming in? Way up there. No. You tell the joke. You got lots. I heard you over there. I was standing in the wings the whole time. You got lots of jokes. They're pretty good too.
For Mom to come down.
Congratulations. We'd also like to thank Golden Tree Jewelers for their